Usually women make how many eggs a month, miss? Oh, you're trans. Well, did I pick the wrong person to ask? That is hilarious. So you like trans women, okay? Here's the thing. You're into trans women. She, just making sure. I don't know what pronoun is used. She's looking woman-womany. Is she too woman-womany for you? Absolutely not.
The comedian dives straight into controversial topics with an unapologetic style, using humor to address things like cancel culture, the woke movement, and generational differences. The first topic is cancel culture, where the comedian mocks how it has gotten so extreme that people are now attempting to cancel figures like John Wayne, who made comments decades ago.
I don't know. I'll probably get canceled for doing that joke, you know? How stupid is that cancel thing? They're literally running out of people to cancel. They're going after dead people now. They're trying to cancel John Wayne. It's like, yeah, dude, God did that 40 years ago. They're all up in arms. They're like, did you hear what he said in that interview in Playboy in 1970? Can you believe that? It's like, yeah, he was born in 1907. That's what these people sounded like.
Next, the comedian brings up the awkwardness of talking to older generations about certain topics, specifically race and religion. By mentioning how grandparents often have outdated views, the comedian taps into a universal experience, trying to avoid certain subjects for the sake of family harmony.
You never talked to your grandparents and brought up the wrong subject, and all of a sudden it went off the rails, like, oh, grandma, just keep making the cookies. Yeah, you don't bring up race or religion with your grandparents. You keep it simple. Anyway, I don't know. I guess my grandparents are older. I don't know. Plowing ahead.
This leads to a critique of the woke movement, where the comedian humorously points out how white women have managed to place themselves at the center of a movement that was originally intended to address the struggles of people of color. The comedian uses sarcasm and exaggeration to make a bold statement about how some people can shift focus from the intended causes of social movements, turning the spotlight onto themselves.
Ahead. Let's talk white women here, shall we? Let's talk white women. White women, you're amazing your accomplishments over the last few years. I got to tell you, the way white women somehow hijack the woke movement, generals around the world should be analyzing this. Just to refresh your memory, the woke movement was supposed to be about people of color not getting opportunities, the at-bats that they deserved, finally making that happen. And it was about that for about 8 seconds. And then somehow, white women swung their Gucci-booted feet over the fence of oppression and stuck themselves at the front of the line. I don't know how they did it. I've never heard so much complaining in my life from white women. My life is so hard with my SUV and my heated seats. You have no idea what it's like to be me.
The humor is bold and brash, but it also highlights the contradictions within society. It's clear that the comedian isn't just making jokes for the sake of humor, but to get people to think critically about these complex issues while still encouraging laughter at the absurdity of it all.
Fashion white guys, the nerve. Where's the camera? The nerve of you white women. Listen, I don't want to speak ill of my here, okay? I don't, but let's go back in history here, okay? You guys stood by us toxic white males through centuries of our crimes against humanity. You rolled around in the blood money. And occasionally, when you wanted to sneak off and hook up with a black dude, if you got caught, you said it wasn't consensual. Yeah, that's what you did. That's what you did. So why don't you shut up, sit down next to me, and take your talking to.
The comedian takes a sharp dive into a brutally honest, unfiltered take on history and social issues, bringing out humor that feels almost like an emotional shockwave. The audience is thrown into a conversation about the historical roles of white women, with the comedian calling out their complicity in past atrocities, all while using humor to point out the absurdity of their current position.
I've been in New York for about a year, you know. I was here last year. I was shooting a movie. Had a great time with Judd Apatow, Pete Davidson, and all the guys. Yeah, had a great time. And I hadn't been here in like 13 years, and I immediately noticed how extra crowded the city was. And I was getting all claustrophobic. I'm like, what's going on? How much some people not using safe and making all these babies, you know? So I finally walked up to this old New York door guy, and I was just like, dude, what's going on? What's with all these people here? And he was just like, oh, no, don't worry. He goes, it's June. He goes, it's Pride Month. And I'm like, what's that? You know, I'm 52. I never heard of it, right? They didn't have that when I was a kid. He goes, oh, it's Gay Pride Month. And I was just like, oh! Dude, you know when you're just like stuck in the Matrix and you just can't, everything's just pressed up, you can't see anything? And then somebody gives you that little nugget of information that just pulls it back? Like, why is it so crowded? It's Gay Pride Month. Ah, tank tops. 0% body fat. 2 guys kissing. Rainbow flags. Ah! I didn't know that. That's what I learned. The month of June is Gay Pride Month. That's a little long, don't you think? For a group of people that were never enslaved? How did they get all of June?
The delivery is bold, weaving through dark historical moments with a tone that both shocks and entertains. It's a raw and edgy commentary that pushes boundaries, challenging the audience to reflect on the uncomfortable truths in history, all while delivering punchlines that leave them stunned and laughing at the same time.
Black people were actually enslaved. They get February. They get 28 days of overcast weather. Sun goes down at 4 in the afternoon. Everybody's shivering. Nobody wants to go on the parade. Look, yeah. How about you hook them up with July? These are equator people. Give them the sun for 31 days. There's gay black people. They could celebrate from June 1st, June 31st, 61 days of celebrating. All right, that's all my time. We got a great show for you guys, everybody. Jack White is here.
Then the comedian shifts gears to talk about New York, making observations about the overcrowding in the city and his discovery of Pride Month, something he hadn't experienced growing up. The humor here lies in his complete bewilderment, poking fun at his lack of awareness about something that's widely recognized today.
What's that?
It's a ladies' thing.
It's about a lady.
It's not your stuff.
It's not about a man.
No. Let them talk. Let them talk. Let me say something real quick. Now, I understand that pregnancy is about a woman's body, and I am pro-choice, so that would make me on your side. But the fact that you interrupted in the middle of a bit is questionable. Do you really believe that I needed to be silenced in that moment, or did you just more so want to be heard? What was it? Tell me that I needed to be silenced. Yes. So should I just stop the set right now and end?
No.
No, because that would be aborting too early. And thank you. I'm telling you, I'm pro-choice. It's about a woman's body. But jokes do need setups, and they need tension, and you killed the tension. Right? So let me finish. Because that's how we got into this mess in the first place.
The comedian then lands on an unexpected comparison between Pride Month and Black History Month, humorously arguing that February is too short and cold to properly honor the struggles black people endured. The twist is jarring, as he points out the longer duration of Pride Month, questioning why a group of people who were never enslaved deserve a full month, all while cleverly suggesting that black people should be given a longer, warmer month.
Can I ask you a question?
I have no.
What part was I being racist at? I didn't even get to my Jim Crow jokes yet. I got blackface over here in the trunk. I was ready. Why the f*** are you recording? Put your goddamn phone down and sit. Can I ask you a question?
No idea.
Was I being racist?
It was cupcake.
No idea.
It was what?
It was cupcake.
Cupcake?
Yeah.
What, the dog? That's what she was upset about? It took her 15 minutes to be that mad? It was, I feel like we're processing it at the same time. I don't know, this will be my attorney this whole show. I feel like I've seen you on Los Santos Customs and Grand Theft Auto, dog. It's like, listen, we'll get this paint job, but first, I don't know what she's mad about. It's not you.
This type of humor is a no-holds-barred, unapologetic take on culture and history, where every punchline digs deeper into societal issues, forcing the audience to confront the absurdities of it all, while still providing laughs at the uncomfortable realities.
I give credit where credit is due. I'm probably the most pro-anti-Trump comic out there. That
You're not.
Shut the up!
As a white guy trying to talk for black people.
I'm not.
Bitch, no, you're not.
Yes, I wasn't.
No, you were.
You just tuned in.
You were trying to.
Well,
You were trying to.
For what? What are you upset about? It's not me.
No, and shut up. Any black person that tried to laugh at his jokes, no.
Stop having fun.
Go ahead, yeah. Stop having fun.
Can we get her an Adderall or something?
Wow. Are you serious?
Yeah, no, that's what
As
happens.
a black, no, you're white, trying to like talk about, no, and you.
My probation officer is here now. I don't know who the you're mad at, but it's not me.
No, a white person trying to make fun of black people.
See, now you're crying, and I was just trying to make you laugh.
No, don't do that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The punchlines come with a biting edge, but the absurdity of the suggestion is what makes it so funny. It's the kind of humor that hits hard at first, but as you think more about it, it leaves you reflecting on the societal structures that these jokes are poking fun at.
Therapist Helen, I've been with Helen for about 4 years. And we get into arguments. Like, I'll fight with Helen because, like, she just tries too much, like, too new age of ideas. It's not practical. This is when I knew, like, I have to find someone else, is when she asked me what my astrological sign was in the middle of a set. Like, my therapist was like, what's your star sign? I was like, Helen, come on. We can't both be mentally ill, you know? It's gotta be... We're just two crazy people yelling at each other now. We don't need to be in an office. She's like, you're an Aries. And I was like, you're good, Helen. You're good. You can stay.
The comedian's response to an audience interruption highlights how humor can cut through tension, using sarcasm and wit to address serious political topics. His retort to the interrupter, should I just stop the set right now and end? No, because that would be aborting too early, is sharp and biting, turning an awkward situation into a moment of comedic gold.
Angry a lot, so I'm trying to figure out, like, what's good, what's the right thing to get angry about. Because I'll, like, you know, there's stuff that's, like, not worth it to get angry about. Like, it's just... This is when I realized I had to stop doing it. Was when Kyrie Irving got in trouble. When Kyrie got in trouble, that was big. Cause he was like my favorite basketball player. He's one of the best basketball players of this generation. And he got in trouble because he shared an anti-Semitic documentary on his Twitter. It was wild. Like, he, you know, like in the documentary, like, denied the Holocaust. It was like nuts. And like, they wanted to kick him out of the NBA, and I agreed. I'm like, this is no place for that. But then I caught myself in the middle of it, and I was like, wait a second, why am I even mad at this guy? A year before this, he said he thought the earth was flat. Like, if a guy tells you that he thinks the earth is flat, don't ask him about the Jews. Like, what are you doing? What did you think he was gonna say?
The way he blends humor with social commentary shows how he can navigate complex issues with ease, proving that sometimes the best way to approach polarizing topics is through humor, even when it involves uncomfortable truths.
There's no woke flat earthers. There's nobody who's like, the earth is flat, but, you know, I love everybody on it. We're all doing our best on this frisbee ride in space, man. That's traveling upwards to simulate gravity. We're all doing our best, and we got to pay attention because it's heating up. The disk is heating up. And the water's gonna rise, it's gonna pour off the sides. So we gotta be careful. People don't usually double up on causes like that. They're like, the earth is flat and there's too many Filipinos on it, and it's gonna tip over if we don't find the edge that the Jews are hiding from us and push the, like, who cares? He's a basketball player. It doesn't.
His response is bold and pushes the boundaries of what's considered appropriate. He playfully acknowledges the tension in the room while also keeping the crowd engaged with his sharp wit. His reference to Jim Crow jokes and blackface is dark humor that thrives on shock value, using over-the-top reactions to elicit both laughter and discomfort.
Usually women make how many eggs a month, miss? Oh, you're trans. Well, I picked the wrong person to ask. That is hilarious. And let me tell you something, you fooled me. I mean, you're good. Is that your boyfriend? Or, bro, he is the most Poindexter, square-looking guy. And for the whole time time, I was like, how did he get this fine Tina, bro? What the going on over here? Bro, he brought you front row or you brought him? That's what the I'm talking about. She's like, everybody on YouTube gonna know who you are.
His response to the woman's outrage is so offbeat and unexpected that it becomes the joke itself, turning an awkward situation into pure comedy. The unpredictability of his humor keeps the audience on edge, unsure of where the next punchline will land, but they're drawn in by his skill in navigating controversial topics without losing the audience's attention.
Bro, his whole family in Chevy Chase is like, what the dog? This is incredible. There's no way. I'm in like a time warp right now. When did you transition? It must have been early. Last year? I mean, she's kind of hot, dude. I'm not saying you can't be, but you know, sometimes, you know. You're getting away with it online. That's all I'm saying. Did you know or you just found out right now? He's like... Bro, you didn't get carjacked, you got booty jacks today.
This performance is like a high-stakes game where every joke could either hit hard or crash. The comedian starts by diving into deep waters with risky humor that challenges people to think, especially when talking about being pro-anti-Trump.
Ever been with a trans woman before? Never? Did you know? Oh, yeah, okay. Did you find out in the moment? Just sword fighting? Like, wait a minute, what the... What type of clit is this? This clit looks a little too Filipino or something. What the? This clit punches back. How did you guys meet? This is what I need to know. On Grindr. Oh, okay. So wait, hold on. So Grindr's gay app, right? Not that I would know. Anyway, so but Grindr's a gay app, right? So did you flip him back? Y'all get the math? He's out there looking for men, and you're like, nah, you still like and then she proved it, bro. You ain't even gay, bro. What the you on Grindr for? You ain't even gay, dog. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of these straights on Grindr, bro.
The way he mixes political topics and sharp humor while interacting with the audience is bold. He doesn't hold back, confronting moments where a white guy is trying to speak on behalf of black people, and the reactions from the crowd add more tension, making the whole thing feel wild and unpredictable.
I need a follow-up from you guys. Were you on Grindr for trans women, or were you on Grindr for dudes for trans women? Okay, so you like that specifically. And why is it, like, do you need help with your car or something? Like, what's the... Yo, they're just a carjacking couple. They're like, listen, I need a that knows how to fix a carburetor, you know what I mean? We're stealing Hellcats tonight. That's what you call trans vagina, Hellcat.
If someone tells you they think the earth is flat, it's probably not the best time to ask them about anything else, like their views on the Jews. What did you expect them to say? Meek's humor in this moment is a perfect blend of ridiculousness and insight.
Trans women, okay? Here's the thing. You're into trans women. She, just making sure. I don't know what pronoun is used. She's looking woman-womany. Is she too woman-womany for you? Absolutely not. Something's awry. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you want trans women, you want a little bit of... You don't want to argue. You want to be like, what's up then? Like, I said, split the bill. Wait, you still gotta pay for and everything? You bought the drinks, you paid for the tickets. Don't do that, don't do that. Don't do all this work to be, you know, a woman and then not let him take care of the man part. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fully commit. I know you have your own money, but so do all these gold here, you know what I mean? But they're not dumb enough to spend it when man is around.
Then he takes it even further by turning his humor into a critique of these conspiracy theorists, mocking how they double down on crazy ideas without seeing the bigger picture. His jokes push the envelope, making the crowd laugh at how wild these scenarios sound when you really stop to think about them.
Honestly, do you feel like sometimes like there are people that say they're trans because it's like trendy? Do you think that happens? I don't know, this is like a lot of pressure on you right now. And I don't want that, but I feel like sometimes you see it's like a fad. Like they're like, I'm trans, and then I'm not. Like Demi Lovato was trans for like 6 months, and then like after the album came out, and then she was like, okay, actually I wasn't. I was just trying to. Like sometimes people use it to get news, is what I'm saying. But I do think with 8 billion people, some weird gonna happen. Dude, we got Indians here? Okay. In India, every week there's someone born with a third arm. It's 2 billion people. Some wonky shit's gonna happen. And first of all, don't feel bad for them. If there's any place that you want to be born with a third arm, it's India, okay? Because that's what their gods look like, bro. They're not even getting bullied. They're like, oh shit, Vishnu is back, baby. Bro, let me get a selfie. You take it. You know,
The beauty of Andrew's humor is how he seamlessly transitions from one topic to another without missing a beat, keeping the audience on their toes. It's a perfect example of how wit can make even the most sensitive subjects entertaining without diminishing their seriousness. He's always able to turn a thought-provoking moment into a comedy goldmine. This clip, with its mix of lighthearted absurdity and sharp humor, leaves you laughing while also contemplating the randomness of life.